Hello and what's good YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Pokémon Scarlet and Violet List Cafe. You're once again joined here today with the one and only Blackago, also known as BP. What the fuck's going on with her over there? Anyway, today we are going to be taking on and finishing the rest of the classes that are here at Uber Academy. I don't know how far we're going to make it. I don't know if we're going to make it to the final exams. But if we get to the final exams, we'll get to the final exams. We'll see how far we go in today's episode. So, if you're hyped and excited for the series, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date when new episodes come out. Also, make sure you leave a like in the video because your support is greatly appreciated. And wait, leave a comment or comment down below. Let me know if you think today's episode. But with that all being said, let's get into things, shall we? Now, I'm not going to be doing a team recap as I normally do at the start of the episode because it's kind of pointless since we're just going to be doing this shit for a majority of the next couple of episodes. Hopefully, I want to get stick it to 2 episodes at most. Actually, no, it's probably going to be about 3 episodes if I think about it. But it is what it is. We're gonna start off with biology. Let's see what's popping with our good old friend Jacques. Hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. You did all really great on the midterm exam. Thanks for answering my little questions at the end too. I was sure to keep your responses in mind. Alright, Robbie. We're now heading into the last half of our class to get this together. It's time for our knowledge to evolve and grow just like our Pokemon. Evolution. Today we're going to be learning about the fascinating phenomenon of Pokemon evolution. As your Pokemon battle and level up, they learn moves and get stronger. And for some Pokemon, once they level up enough, their appearance changes and their stats increase, sometimes by a lot. That's Pokemon evolution. Pokemon become very strong then when they evolve, making them trusty partners in battle. But some people prefer keep their Pokemon in their adorable pre-evolve states. Shout out to all the people that love Paldea and Rupert as well. And Rowlet, I guess. Or whatever other baby Pokemon. Anyway, to do this, you need to remember a certain button when your Pokemon begins to evolve. Say it with me. If you know already, to cancel evolution, press the... There is no C button. B button. Is there a C button? I guess you could say the capture button is a C button, but... Well, not capture button, the screenshot button, but that would be the S button. Anyway. That's right. Everyone's bathed for best answer. The button you want when you need to stop a Pokemon from evolving is the B button. If you press this button soon after a Pokemon begins to evolve, you can stop it from changing. You can also let the Pokemon hold an item known as an Epson. I was waiting for when he was going to bring that up. To keep it from evolving. And keep in mind that the requirements for evolution differ from Pokemon to Pokemon. Some may evolve by having a certain item such as the Firestone or Thunderstone used on them. Others may need to learn a specific move or defeat a specific Pokemon in battle to evolve. I think that's referring to... The last was referring to Bishop and his new evolution. Because if I'm correctly, that's the only Pokemon that requires it to battle a specific Pokemon in order for it to evolve. The way Primeape evolves into Annihilate is especially strange. You see, there's a certain move that... Whoops, sorry. Looks like we're out of time. I guess we'll have to end the class there today. Thank you for all your attention. Damn, that only took about, what, 2 minutes? We'll probably be able to blast through all these classes in today's episode. Do all the final exams in tomorrow's episode, maybe even talk to some of the teachers, and then be back on the road in episode 29? I don't know. Good morning, Master... I didn't need to do the accent. I don't know why I was doing the accent, and I didn't need to. Yes, I want to do biology, Mr. Jacques. So we've got biology 4, biology 5, biology 6. And then do we have Biology 7 as well? And then the final exam, so that's what, we've got 4 classes instead of the 3 we did originally. Hello, I hope everyone's ready to learn something new to things today. Before we get going, do you all remember the final question from our midterm exam? Well, Dr. Clavel found out about it somehow, and I got yelled at. Whoops. Apparently, he could tell I was hiding something just by looking at me. He must have noticed all the colour flush right out of my face. Speaking of colour today, I'd like to teach you about colours as they pertain to Pokemon. Some Pokemon have slightly different colorations or patterning on their bodies that are based on gender or individual differences. In very rare cases, a Pokemon may have a wildly different colour coloration compared to those of the same species. We call these specimens shiny Pokemon. It is quite rare to cross paths with one. Does anyone know what likely to find it? Well, I'm a bit of a shiny hunter myself. The likelihood is 1 in 4,000, although I think the actual odds is 1 in 4,092. I'll throw the correct odds on screen, or the correct exact odds normally in just like the standard wild encounter. Wow, that's right, you may have the makings of a Pokemon Professor Blackago. Shiny Pokemon appear at a rate of 1 in 4,000, isn't that amazing? The probability of encountering one in the wild is the same as hatching one from an egg too. Eggs from a pair of Pokemon raised around different languages are a special case. There is a higher than average chance that shiny Pokemon hatch from those eggs, but we haven't been able to figure out why that is just yet. I've also heard rumors of a charm that increases your likelihood of finding shiny Pokemon when you have it in your bag. How is it rumors? You literally give us the item if we complete the Pokédex. I don't know why you're saying it's a rumor. This claim can't be scientifically verified, but it sure would be fun if it were true. Whoops, there's a bell. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention. Like, I don't know why he's just acting a fool and acting as if he just doesn't give us the item that does all the that boosts the odds. Biology, we're already on biology. I can't talk. We're already on Biology 6 in, what, 7 minutes? We're about to blast through all of these classes today. But I might save history for a future episode, because I have a plan for history. But I want to enact that plan after I've gotten the final Titan, because you've gotten the final Titan ability, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Hello, I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Next time we meet, we'll have our final exam. That means today is our last actual class. Oh, so I thought there would be it was 7 classes, but no, it was 6 classes. And the topic for this last class will be Pokemon forms. You can think of forms as just the shapes of appearance that Pokemon have. There's also a phenomenon called a form change, where a Pokemon's appearance changes under certain conditions. Cyclizar, for example, which are regularly right on its transportation over here in Paldea, has 3 forms. First, its basic form, where it walks on all where it walks on all 4s. Second is its battle form, where it stands on its hind legs to engage in battle. Finally, there's its ride form, where it inflates its throat sac and its tail so we can ride on its back. Though I can't talk. I haven't been able to talk in these past 3 episodes. Though we can use something you're all carrying with you now as an even better example. Yep, I'm talking about your phones. Some smartphones are inhabited by a certain Pokemon. Do you know, does anyone know the Pokemon I'm referring to? Rotom, the Pokemon that's had the biggest fall from grace. Yes. Motherfucker had the whole legendary theme in Diamond and Pearl and the Platinum as well, for it to now just be in every single fucking phone in Paldea region, every single bike in the Paldea region, and then every single Pokédex in Alola. Although I think it was only just our Pokédex in Alola that had Rotom in it. I don't know, but you get the point. You're a regular expert on Pokemon and technology, aren't you, Blackago? The Pokemon inside your smartphone is Rotom, and it does all sorts of things to help you out. A Rotom inside a Rotom phone is special, so it doesn't try to enter our electronics. An ordinary Rotom, however, can change form by entering a washing machine, microwave ovens, and other electrical appliances. Rotom is a bit of an exception, though many Pokemon that change form do so simply by holding the item, or by using when using them. Oricuro, for example, has 4 different forms it can change between when given certain nectars. Pokemon may even change type or learn different moves when they change form. Form changes are different from evolution in that Pokemon can return to its original form. And unlike shiny Pokemon, which can't change their special coloration, the same individual Pokemon can go back and forth in between its forms. There's a lot to dig into with this form change phenomenon, as you can see. We can all learn something from Pokemon here, don't you think? Bit of a stretch, but I'd be happy to see you all enjoy your time at the Academy to the fullest and change form into a new version of yourself, or something like that. Anyway, oh, I almost forgot. Regional forms, which vary based on what region a Pokemon came from, don't change like other forms. They're an innate. Look, there's the bell. I guess I was scatterbrained, Mr. Jack, right up to the end there. I had a great time teaching all of you. I hope you all do best on your final exam. Oh, thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jack. We'll do our best. We'll be the very best, like no one ever was. So wait, do we get? Yeah, we do get access to the finals now, but we're gonna save that till the end. We'll do math now. With this time. So I think the plan is that yeah, I might give history its own dedicated episode. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give history its own dedicated episode as a sort of like precursor to or I have an idea. Yeah, no, I don't know why I'm doing this in the middle of an episode, but I guess you know the thought process of how I come up with some of these I don't know, little story, I guess. Some of you earn perfect scores and others seem to have a bit of a trouble, but I can tell that you all tried your best. I'm quite pleased to say that every last one of you passed. I can only assume that this means you have all come to love numbers. Stay sharp and try your best to the rest of the classes too. Speaking of staying sharp, do you know how that word applies to Pokemon battles? That's right, it has to do with stat boost. A Pokemon's stats can raise and fall throughout the course of battle, correct? For example, if a Pokemon uses this move, workup, its attack and special attack will rise by 1 stage each. And as you may know, each time a Pokemon's attack or special attack rises 1 stage, moves affected by that stat will deal 50% more damage. If the same Pokemon from our previous example were to use workup again, both its attack and special attack will have risen by 2 stages total. This results in 100% increase to damage, making it move twice as strong. Sword Dance, on the other hand, boosts attack by 2 stages at once, allowing the Pokemon to deal double the damage after just a single use. Using Sword Dance twice would boost the Pokemon's attacks by 4 stages. How much more damage then would this Pokemon deal? If it's up by 4 stages, it will do double. No, it would do triple damage. Wow, that's great! You answered this difficult question with ease, Blackago. Each stage has a Pokemon's attack or special attack is. Oh fuck! Yeah, I'm just gonna speed through this because I fucked up. I can't talk. I can't talk at all. I just want to get out of this class already. She's just explaining how stat boosting items work and shit. I choked on my words. Oh, I choked on my words. That's unlucky. We will do Math 5. Yes. Hello everyone, let's have a... No wait, that's Jack. Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. Did you make sure to review last class's material in order to stay sharp? I know it was a little difficult with all the talk on multiplication and percentages like that, but today we'll be talking about percentages again to learn about probability. It may sound like we're going to have another difficult class, but did you know that all of you already deal with probability on a regular basis? Pokemon moves generally have a property called accuracy, which determines the probability that they will hit. The accuracy of tackle is 100 or 100%, so if you were to use tackle 100 times, you can expect it to hit all 100 times. The move Hypnosis, which puts Pokemon opponents to sleep, has an accuracy of 60% or 60%. That means that you could expect to hit 60 times in 100 uses. To put that in another way, out of 100 uses, you could expect it to miss 40 times. Many of these truly powerful moves often tend to have lower accuracy, so when you're deciding whether to go slow and steady with moves that are sure to hit, or hard and fast with strong but with moves less accurate, you're all studying probability. Let me see here, perhaps a Surf and Hydro Pump would be a good example for this discussion. Surf has a power of 90, its accuracy is 100, meaning you can expect it to hit every time. Hydro Pump's accuracy is only 80, but when it hits, its power is 110. So between Surf and Hydro Pump, which move do you want to use yourself? I would say it depends on the situation. Although I would say Surf. Oh my, it seems you are slower than steady wins the race for you, Blacktigo. I may have made it sound like there was a correct answer up here, but there's not. You're free to use any moves you wish. Characters like PP or number or targets hit may take a factor. However, trading accuracy for power or vice versa is purely a matter of preference. The Surf versus Hydro Pump debate has been ongoing for... Has it really though? Has it really? Personally, I'm more invested in debating the rock type moves like Rock Slide and Stone Edge. I'm pretty sure Rock Slide is a bad move. Let me tell you, I could get really worked up talking about those moves, but... Oh my, there's a barrel. What a shame. Next class will be our last time together, so show up 100% ready to go. We might actually be able to knock out all of these classes in today's episode. And, and then do the, all the final exams in the next episode. Although I did say I was going to skip over history because I do have plans for history. Because I've got like a little story arc planned in mind. But we'll get to that when we get to that. We'll get to that. Hello everyone, I hope we can have fun once again today for our last class together. Last time we learned about probability using move accuracy as an example. Probability is quite an interesting subject. Did you know that in a class of 40 students, there is a 90% chance that 2 of them will have the same birthday? This is true, even despite the fact there are over 300 days each year. Isn't that remarkable? But let's move on to today's topic before we get swept along with probability again. I've been teaching you all how to calculate damage in this class using examples like type, matchups, critical hits, stat boosts, and the like. All of these variables are multiplied together to calculate damage dealt to an opponent. However, did you know that there is an even simpler way to increase the damage of your Pokemon's moves? All you have to do is have your Pokemon use a move it shares a type with. If a rock type uses the move Stone Edge, the move's base power is 100 is multiplied by 1.5 to become 150. Ground and rock may seem like similar types, but if a ground type Pokemon uses Stone Edge, the move power will remain 100. Super effective moves and critical hits also add multipliers onto this little numerical increase, so it's most certainly must not be taken lightly. Let me ask you a question to see if you understand what I'm talking about here. Say you have a move with a power of 100. It's a Pokemon that shares a type with its move and uses, you know what I'm trying to say, 150. Close, but 150 power, but only take into account the multiplier resulting from the... Wait, I wasn't reading. I was just speedrunning because he was rambling on. First, using a move that shares a type with its user multiplies the move's base power of 100 by 1.5, making the base power 150. The fact that your opponent is weak to the moves then doubles the power from 150 to 300. The original power of the move ends up being tripled. Isn't that amazing? What's more, if a Pokemon terrestrializes and its Terra type matches one of its original types, then the bonus it gets for using that move or the same type increases from 1.5 to 2. Of course, being able to use a move with different types is great as well. That's one way you can surprise your opponent. In the end, your own innate characteristics are what will really let you shine the most. Bear in mind that it's true for both humans and Pokemon. It sure would make me happy if you could take these words to heart, but I suppose I could really have this basic advice right from our first lesson. My apologies. And just like that, class is over. That's the last of our time together flew by in the blink of an eye. It was so much fun to be able to teach you all eager students about numbers. Next class will be our fun final exam. I can't talk. Exam. Be sure to review the materials well in preparation. I'm not going to remember the final exam answers and shit, especially from like the first half lessons, because I did those lessons like what, 1 or 2 months ago. We're gonna skip history and we're gonna do languages with Mr. Salvatore, our good old friend Mr. Salvatore. Oh wait, what was Salvatore's accent? It was sort of like a mid-high pitched, happy, with a little bit of a foreign accent. How did you like the midterm exam? You all did really great. We're halfway there and now time for another lesson. Êtes-vous prêt? Are you ready? Très bonne réponse. Great answer. Merci, my friend. I know I could count on your stars. Leading up to the midterm, we learned all sorts of words from different regions. Starting today, I'll be throwing in curveball for beginning listening comprehension. Vas-y, go for it, my assistant Pikachu. Oh, I did not hear that. As you heard, Pokemon can also use words to communicate. It's not always easy for us to understand them, but their words have meaning, just as ours do. Pokemon can use language to share all kinds of information with each other, like the location of fruit or wherever there may be predators nearby. The same Pokemon's cries may sound different depending on what it wants to say. I'm sure you're all curious, so others, oui, today it is let's learn some Pokemon language. Dites-toi play, if you would be so kind, Pikachu. Okay. What emotion do you think Pikachu was just trying to convey? Sadness? Sorry, Blackago, but that's not right. Pokemon language is hard, isn't it? When Pikachu says Pigga. Okay. It's using this. So it says Pigga, and then it's using an angry voice. Okay. Okay, Pokemon, I see how it is. I see what you're trying to do. Is that the Hoenn region and the altar of the sun in the background? No, not Hoenn region. That's it's not Mount Pyre. Is that Mount Chimney and altar of the sun, or is that Mount Lanakila? I think it's either Mount Lanakila or actually I'm gonna guess it's Mount Lanakila since there's an Alolan Raichu at the top, and yeah, as I mentioned, that's the altar of the sun. But that's right. I had my little Pikachu here pretend to be angry for us. Don't you think he did a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everyone. Okay. You get a round of applause, Pikachu. The same Pokemon can even communicate its feelings in many different ways. Their voices change depending on their mood and physical conditions. try listening more carefully to Pokemon, you might gain a deeper understanding for them. That having being said, Pokemon are quite mysterious creatures. Some actually don't communicate with words at all, but instead use things like electromagnetic or ultrasonic waves. Some even use telepathy. And now, applause or nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. If you poke at your Pokemon too many times while watching them during picnics, they'll get mad at you, like Pikachu just demonstrated. Well, adios, maintenant, la prochaine. See you later, everyone. Thank you, Salvatore. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. What class would you like to take? We'll take Languages 5. So wait, we've got Languages 5, Battle Studies, and then Heart, and then Home Ec. I might skip to Home Ec because I kind of want to do Mr. Sagitoro's voice. Because I haven't done his voice in a while, and I love his voice. I love doing his voice so much. It sounds so powerful. Well, it's not powerful, but it's like, you get what I mean. You get what I mean. My dear friends, how are you all today? I hope you're doing marvelously well. It's time for another of Salvatore's language lesson. Êtes-vous prêt? Are you ready? Sure, yes, of course we are. I would expect no less from my excellent friends. Even your replies to my questions are excellent. Today, we once again be focusing on listening. Fast you go for it, my assistant PKP. As you may remember from our last class, the same Pokemon's cries may sound different, depending on what it wants to say. Today, this will be learning more about Pokemon language used by Pokemon. Your twin play, if you would be so kind, Pikachu. That sounds a little bleak, doesn't it? It seems like it was lower pitch too. Surprise? What do you mean wrong? Oh, I want to kick you down a flight of stairs so much. That's right, I had my little Pikachu cry as if he was crying. Funny joke, right? No, it wasn't funny. I'll kick you down the stairs of this fucking academy. And record that shit too, and put it onto PokeTube. Don't you think it did a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everyone. Fuck you, I'm not giving you a round of applause. Stupid ass bitch. And now, au revoir of nothing, let me give you advice. One of my wise words of advice. If you hear one of your Pokemon is making sad noises like this one, you should treat them with even more kindness than usual. Well, you probably already knew that though. A piece of cake for you all, I'm sure. Of course, this goes for your classmates and others as well. Friends should support each other in times and sadness. I truly hope that you all can have smiles on your faces all the time, my friends. Apprendre quoi? Next lesson, will be our final lesson together. I hope you're ready for the climatic finale. À toi, maintenant. I think that said adios, not adewa. I'm not gonna lie, this Uber Academy theme goes hard. Languages 6. Yes, with Mr. Salvatore. Mr. Salvatore! Mr. Salvatore! Now, I could, do... Okay, breaking 4-4 here quickly. He's probably just gonna do the same Pikachu thing. Breaking the 4-4 here quickly. So I was kind of debating whether I wanted to do these school lessons in like, if I do 2 short episodes where I'm going through all the different classes and then the final exams in a 3rd episode, or if I just do one long episode with all the classes and then a short episode with the exams, and then we're already back on the road. Because it'll be much easier to digest if we did 2 short episodes, but it'll be much longer till we get back to I guess non-filler. Whereas if we did one long episode, it wouldn't be as easy to digest, but it means that we're going to be back on the road much sooner. So assuming this video does go up today and we do the current plan I have in mind, which is I do all the classes in today's episode, and then fuck, I wasn't paying attention. Say that again? I'm gonna get surprised. Is that right? I will drop kick you! You pissing me off more than Time did when she did her, what do you call it? Lessons. But that was in the first half. You know, you used to be my favorite teacher, but because of them fuck-ups, you're no longer my favorite teacher. Fuck you. I ain't gonna read any more of your dialogue. But anyway, as I was mentioning before, to assuming that this goes up on the same day it's being recorded, we will most likely be back on the road on Friday's episode. And then on Monday's episode next week will be an hour of power. Ooh! Little treat for everyone. Starting off the week with an hour of power, episode 30. Really, episode 30 episodes deep into the series already. God damn. This is our longest running series so far. Although I feel like, actually no, because even if we did finish Legends Arceus, which we probably will, more on that in the future. I doubt we still would have surpassed this Legends Arceus in this series length. Although most of the Legends Arceus episodes were hour long, or roughly hour long, but put away your phones, it's time to begin class. Though some of you had to retake the midterm exam multiple times, I'm glad to say that the majority of the class passed without issue. I feel honoured to see that the knowledge and skills indispensable for daily life have taken root in all of you. I trust that you will all work just as hard on your life skills in the second half of our course as well. This has now turned our attention to the topic of the day, which was inspired by a question I received on the subject of meal powers. The student who asks this question is a young man who enjoyed the culinary arts. He then tells me he regularly researches culinary techniques on his own and pays careful attention to the ingredients he uses. He also spends days and nights studying all aspects of the culinary arts. Yet despite this, he is baffled by his inability to increase the effectiveness of his meal powers. So tell me, Master Black, though, since you did quite well on your midterm exam, what should this young man do to increase the effectiveness of his meal powers? He should make more food often. He should make food with other people. Wait, Arvin? Wait, Arvin? Why is this an option? Arvin? Oh wait, and when we say that, Arvin gets a little mark above his head too. That's actually funny. I cannot disclose the identity of the certain male student who enjoys the culinary arts. The thing is, I had an idea it was Arvin to begin with, but I didn't actually think it would be Arvin. But it's definitely Arvin, because ain't no way he's gonna get the exclamation mark thing too. It may very well be Arvin, but it may not be. To increase the effectiveness of meal powers, your sandwiches must be filled with many different ingredients. For a single person, this may prove difficult, but if you prepare a sandwich with others, you will be able to handle a larger serving of bread. With a larger base to start with, it becomes quite simple to add more ingredients to your sandwich, which in turn makes it possible to receive meal powers of increased effectiveness. This applies more broadly as well when dealing with difficult issue, working with others to solve. The issue may be the best course of action. I'm sure that Arvin will likewise work with friends to craft his sandwiches in the future. The identity of the spell student is a matter of privacy, so I would ask that you do not pry too deeply our time together as... I mean, I don't know why you're saying that when you outright said who the student was. Like, I'm not stupid. So after this, we've only got 2 classes left to do. Yeah, we'll not go ahead and knock these out all in today's episode, and then we'll save history for its own special episode. More on that in the future. Or I'll probably discuss that at the end of today's episode. Or next episodes. Put away your phones, it is time to begin class. While out performing field work with one of your Pokemon walking alongside you, have you ever noticed changes in its coloration? Now, I don't mean that it suddenly becomes a shiny Pokemon or any nonsense like that. And speaking of, it becomes filthy. Pokemon battles, they get hurt by moves used against them. They get battered by wind and rain. They get covered in sand and mud. They get, in a word, filthy. I've seen many a trainer walking about with their adorable little Pokemon without addressing this issue. It is deplorable. Let me ask a question of someone who I am sure will not tolerate such shameful conduct. Ah yes, Master Blackgo. What should you do if your Pokemon is dirty? Clean it up. Perfectly correct. I knew I could count on you to provide me with such an answer. When your Pokemon are dirty, clean them. This is of course simply common sense. While you are here having a picnic, you can approach your Pokemon on your team and perform a variety of action. That sounds very sus. One such action is putting them through what I would like to call them Pokemon wash. In other words, you are able to clean them up. You'll start by getting your sponge lathered up with soapy bubbles as you get gently and carefully scrub your Pokemon. Once your Pokemon is nice and covered in soapy bubbles, the bubbles will encapsulate the filth, then you simply wash it away with a spray of water. This will get your Pokemon clean and shining bright as a Terrajewel. It is certainly quite a bit of work, but this will also restore HP and cure status conditions. Doing sandwiches does that as well. However, some Pokemon may have parts of their bodies that they don't want scrubbed or that they would rather not get wet. Be sure to keep this in mind when cleaning your Pokemon. Now to the most important part that I must mention is that Pokemon like to be dirty. Though I will contradict myself by saying this, please do remember that cleaning your Pokemon is not always the kind of thing to do. Our time together has come to an end for today. I bid you all farewell. Doing Mr. Sagatori's voice hurts my throat. It's like I have to hit the deepest voice I can do without sounding very deep and blowing my throat out. Like, wait, what? We're going to ignore what I just said there. It sounded very interesting, but we're going to just ignore what I said there. Put away your phones. It is time to begin our last class together. Home economics is a study of life's necessities, but looking back on our time together, I realized that I focused almost entirely on food. I hope it's not too late to shift on this discussion of clothing, another necessity in our class. I'm sure you're aware our academy has an air of freedom about it. We provide uniforms for each season to accommodate the diverse climate of Paldea. However, students are free to wear whichever style they wish whenever they please. You should all have received 4 sets of tops and bottoms, one each for spring, summer, fall and winter when the academy accepted you. If by any chance you are not aware of this, you may wish to peruse your wardrobe. As long as you wear our school uniform, the rest of your assembly need to not be school issued. This includes your bag or your hat if you choose to wear one. You are free to style your hair however you wish. Mr. Felton poor hairstyles, for example, would almost certainly have been against school rules when I was a boy. That reminds me, there is one more thing you all like to decorate, which I must say, I find quite charming. Our Rotom phones, because we did get the Rotom phone cases back in episode 3? Or no, it was episode 2. We still need to go back and get them because I accidentally, forgot to save after collecting the phones. So, phone cases, so I need to go back and get them at some point. Perfectly correct. That's our adorable little thing I'm speaking of. Oh, it invests me, so I must admit that I'm fascinated by Rotom phones and how to customize them. What's that? Oh, very intriguing. So there's a shop called Daily Bird Presents where you can purchase cases for your Rotom phones? I thank you for that very bit of information. I shall have a go myself first thing tomorrow to get a normal case of my own liking. Forgive me, I have seemed to gone, as this class is known as Home Economic Nearest Ends, I offer you final words to you who have been earning everyday life skills with me. My field of study is not so decisive as the likes of mathematics, for instance, where test scores might play a part in deciding your future. However, as you go on to cook for yourselves, to take care of your Pokemon, to decide what to wear in the morning when you awaken, I'll be honored if what I have taught you serves to be smoothed out and enrich your lives, even if only a little. The sentiment was imparted to me by Mr. Hassel and his particular outlooks on such matters. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for seeing this class through to the end. Our time together has come to a close today. Prepare to do your best on our final exams. Oh fuck, my voice hurts so much. And now all we have to do is art and battle studies. We'll say battle studies for last since our girl Miss Dangerous, probably our new favorite teacher now. After Mr. Salvatore fucked us over in class. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. I am pleased to say that everybody did very well on the midterm exams. As a reward for all your hard work, we have a special guest visiting us today. Now then, Grassy, please come in. Oh! No! Why? What? That was a little bit too loud. Why is he back? He's brought the whip too. Why did he have to bring the whip? He always brings a whip. I said I'm not going back to the fucking fields. I'm not going back to the fields. Fuck you, Brassius. I ain't going back to the fields. Because I know you're going to be... Because I know if you catch me, you're going to send me back to the fields. Fuck, he's going to single me out. He's going to single me out. He's gonna single me out. I know I should be reading what he's saying, but storytelling, blah 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 blah. He's basically our op. He's trying to get us to work in his fields. He thinks we've escaped his fields in Galar. Anyway, I don't think. Anyway, wait, what was Brassius' voice? I don't actually remember what his voice was. Let's see. Why don't we discuss with Haas what mentions surrendering Sunflora? Can anyone here tell me my mood when I was crafting its detached expression? I don't know, an angry mood? You silly little nigger. Completely and utterly wrong. When I made the sculpture, I had surrendered all hope. I was prepared on giving up everything. I had resolved to give up my life as an artist, if that piece did not receive proper recognition. Hence the name Surrendering Sunflora. That's exactly it, Haas. When I started out as an artist, I experienced many hardships. I even became deathly ill and fell into a slump that drove me into depression. I began worrying only about what would sell. I was concerned about who would with fame and fortune. But all of my pieces during this time had no depth. They were mere old shallow trash. It was then I met Haas. He helped me realize how petty I was being. I'll spare you the details, but in the end I was able to leave that all behind. And this is also when I created the Sunflora. Remarkable. Even I didn't know that the full story until now. This kind of thing is hard to tell someone when they are so close to you. Now, I don't doubt that your adolescents will often find your heads crowded with worries. My advice is to you is simple. Be honest with yourself and do whatever your heart desires. So as long as you don't cause trouble, that is. That is all from me. I must admit I am beginning to feel a bit embarrassed, so I bid you all farewell, Haas, and farewell to you pupils as well. Oh Brassi, I can't believe such a wonderful class, thank. Thank you so much. And then he's just crying. Like he always does. Wow, this episode is becoming longer than expected. So I might So you know what, fuck it, we'll just have this as a like special hour of power, not the dedicated hour of power, but oh well. Class will begin soon, don't be tardy. Well, we might be able to speed through all of what's their names? Dendra's classes. Hello class, it is I, Hasul yet again. First, allow me to apologize for losing my composure during our last class. I was so touched by Brassi's story that I completely contained my emotions. I'm sorry for making such a scene. I certainly got a very stern talking to from this time after the class, yes. Anyway, let's just shift gears and dive into the material for today's class. Now, had any of you heard of the 10 sites of Paldea? I actually want to do an episode where we go and visit all the 10 sites of Paldea. It might be interesting. So it'll be like a similar style episode to this, where it's just like a filler episode of just us exploring. We might have time for that in our like special set of episodes that will be coming in the future. More on that in the future. As the name would imply, there are the 10 sites in Paldea that are considered practically beautiful. Among them, I say the Grand Olive Orchid is likely the most accessible. With Grand Olive Orchid, you can see field after field all the trees from the hills on the way to Cortondo. 2 waterfalls are also counted among these 10 sites. I've lost his accent for a second. Fury Falls and Castiole. Then there's the piece of Glasoda Mountain, known as Paldea's highest peak. There's another cliff on Glasoda Mountain that's named after its very unique shape. So let me ask you, my students, what's the name of the 3-pronged cliff on Glasoda Mountain? No need to grasp at straws to see those grasps. Exactly, it looks like a hand taking hold of something, doesn't it, Blakugo? The 3-pronged cliff on Glacedo's mountain is in fact known as Glacedo's grasp, though the shape is far too stubby to be for a human hand. I imagine someone fought it. It looks like a Pokemon hand grabbing something. There's also the mountain in Area 3 of East Province where you can get a good look at. The Vencia is particularly gorgeous at night. In fact, the view is so brilliant it is known as Million Volt Skyline. I hear it is quite a hotspot for this and deservedly so for such a romantic view. I imagine it's what the kids do these days, a very fleek selfie spot. Of course, you may feel like not all 10 sites live up to their grandiose names. How often do we visit some tourist spot only to be disappointed? Not to say that you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. The important thing is to go yourself and see them with your own eyes. And sometimes a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its own way. Take a chance. Well, that is for today's class. Thank you for your attention. And thank you to Hassel. Thank you too. I am interested in the class Miss. Art 6. I need to be careful not. You like art, Mr. Hassel? Yes, please. And then after this, we've got one more class with Miss Dendra. Miss Dendra. Woo! She is a character in. Wait, I swear Nimona is supposed to appear in these classes. Hello class, it is I, Hassel yet again. My, how time flies, as they say. Indeed, our time together has certainly flown by. It's hard to believe that this is our last class. Now, our topics for today may feel somewhat unrelated to art, but there's certainly absolutely no set definition as to what art should be. Therefore, let us carry on with the discussion and see where it takes us. There are 2 things I want to focus on today, ribbons and marks. Both ribbons and marks are special honors that capture the Pokemon's qualities. There will be times when your Pokemon gives maximum effort or a noteworthy experience. In recognition of its feats and accomplishments, it can be given a ribbon. To give an example, if you manage to become incredibly close to a Pokemon, it may be granted the best friend ribbon. Incidentally, there's a person in Carafa who can give your Pokemon a best friend ribbon. Marks on the other hand are more focused on wild Pokemon when you meet them for the first time. They can symbolize the character of a Pokemon, such as the Rowdy mark or the Vigor mark. It's completely up to luck whether you run into a Pokemon with these marks. So if you're able to catch a Pokemon with mark, rejoice at your outstanding fortune. Does anyone know what special thing you can do with Pokemon that have ribbon or marks? you can change the title. Wonderful, your knowledge is impressive. The correct answer is that Pokemon with ribbons or marks can be given titles. What's more, they can be sent into battle displaying a title of your choosing. For example, you could send out a Gibble with a best friend ribbon by declaring, "God go, Gibble the great friend." And while I know I just said that marks is generally found on Pokemon when you meet them for the first time, it seems that more recently Pokemon can be awarded certain marks based on their efforts. These marks, such as the Gourmet mark, the Item Finder mark, the Partner mark, and so on. Perhaps it might be fun to work out how to get each mark using this name as a clue. Well, that just wraps up about our last class. Next is the final exam. Please review our material closely so that you'll pass on your first try. And now we've got Miss Dandra. Oh wait. Let's take Tinkerton. Let's take Amy Rose, our squad leader, to battle studies with us. Because she's the leader of the squad. It used to be Drake, but I'm taking Kid's spot away and giving it rightfully to Amy Rose, who's one of my top 10 favorite Pokemon now. Fuck, what was Dendra's voice again? Another day, another round of battle studies. Osu, let's get right to it. You all gave everything you had on the midterm exams. Well done. We'll resume our regular classes today, so keep up that energy for the second half of this term. Have you all been using the R button to send your Pokemon out? If you do, your Pokemon will run off in the direction you're facing. It's super tactful that lets your Pokemon pick up far away items and not... If there's a wild Pokemon near you while you send your Pokemon, they'll start battling each other. Well, we call those battles auto battles. Just as the name implies, your Pokemon will act on its own during auto battles, meaning you won't have to give it any commands. And if your Pokemon wins, it will get XP points, just like it would in a regular battle. If you make good use of these battles, they can be really efficient way to train your party. But you'll want to remember that Pokemon evolve or learn new moves right away if they level up from auto battle. Also, if a Pokemon loses an auto battle, it will come back with just a small amount of HP left. Make sure to heal up to get up right away. Whoops, I just did about the whole class in a one set lecture. Does anyone have any questions so far? Oh, how do we stop an auto battle? There's no stopping an auto battle once it starts. You'll have to wait and see how it plays out. You can call your Pokemon out if the battle starts though. Before it starts, if you press the ZR button while your Pokemon is still on its way to the opponent. That's a fucking lie, because there have been times when I'm trying to call back a Pokemon during an auto battle and it just refused to come back. Even during auto battles, our Pokemon are there battling for us. They're trainers. Keep an eye on them as much as possible. If it looks like they're going to lose, be sure to have them retreat. Also, this goes without saying, but Pokemon with low HP are already worn out. They probably won't enjoy auto battle as much, so don't work them too hard, okay? In conclusion, auto battles only work if a trainer and a Pokemon have a relationship of mutual trust. Be smart with how you use auto battles so you don't lose the trust of your Pokemon. Aw man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home. But I guess we're running out of time as usual. Class is over for now. Take care, you little rascals. Interested in any classes? Yes, we are interested in battle studies. I like that. We're about to hit the hour mark, and this hour isn't this episode isn't. Fuck! Why can I never talk in this? And this episode isn't even supposed to be an hour of power. But it is what it is at the end of the day. It is what it is. Where the fuck is Tinkerton? She should be on the thing. Another day, another round of battle study. Oh, Sue, let's get right to it. I hope you gave all the battles a shot like we talked about in last class. Making good use of auto battles will let you train up a bunch of different Pokemon. It's also an efficient way to gather the Pokemon materials you need to make TMs at the TM machines. Speaking of which, have you all been using the TM machine? I don't think I've used it once in this LP. Oh wait, no, I think we used it to make a full swipe TM for Cerulege, but I'm sure hope so, cause it's pop quiz time. To create TM, you need Pokemon materials, and one other thing, anyone remember what that is? LP? Looks like you're already a TM Machine Pro, new kid. The correct answer is lead points, or LP for short. You can give LP and Pokemon materials to a TM machine to create TM, but that's not all. You can also exchange Pokemon materials at a TM machine to get LP. There's Amy Rose. You can see that little hammer on the, well, not even little, hammer on the screen to the side. I recently heard about some shady individual getting LP legally using a technique called hacking or something like that. I don't want any of you getting involved in bad stuff like that. Oh, I see how Nimona has a Pormo, even though it's evolved into a Porm. No, she has a Pormo that's evolved into a Pormot now. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Anyway, you can also add TMs that you want to make to your watch list. This will let you keep an eye on the materials you need to gather. Oh wait, I never knew about that. In conclusion, in order to make TM, you need Pokemon materials. And if you want to get hold of lost materials, you'll have to battle all kinds of Pokemon. Aw man, I was about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home. But I guess we're never gonna have this time. Our class is over for now. Take care, you little rascals. And then we've got one final class. One final class with Miss Dendra at the end of the episode. And we will be taking on Battle Studies number 6. With Miss Dendra. Woof! That was mighty. Class will begin soon. Don't be tardy. Oh, Sue, this is our last class, but don't let those energy levels drop before we wrap things up. You've shown that you have more than enough knowledge by super strong battlers. I don't know that I have much left to teach you, but we can always aim for even greater heights. So today I'm going to teach you about the rules of link battles. When two trainers participate in link battles together, they can engage in either single or double battle with each other. And if you're playing in a group of 4, you can all battle each other in multi-battles. Now, when you're out having battles during your independent study, you can use whatever number of Pokemon you like, and they can be any level. But in link battles, there are special rules to keep in mind. Some of these special rules involve adjusting Pokemon's levels. Now, the no restrictions rule sets all Pokemon to stay at their current level. It lets trainers use multiple Pokemon of the same species and multiple of the same held item too. But if you choose to use normal rules, all Pokemon will be set to level 50 for your battles, regardless of what level they actually are. They even include lower level Pokemon that will get a power boost to participate. Normal rules let you use multiples of the same Pokemon species, and Normal rules let you use multiples of the same Pokemon species and the same hours too. The great part about this rule set is that it lets any Pokemon of your Pokemon participate. All they have to do is learn some good moves. Lastly, the rule set called Flat Rules mostly affects Pokemon over level 50. Such Pokemon will be set to level 50 for the duration of the battle. The Flat Rule set is the one often used for official tournaments. This rule set does not allow trainers to use multiple Pokemon of the same species or multiples of the same held item. Alright, here's a question for you. Which rule set should you pick if you want to use a lower level Pokemon to keep its low level normal rules? No, it's Flat Rules. I was a fuck. If you're got a clever strategy that you need to use a level 5 Pokemon for, your best bet is to choose the Flat Rules rule set. Of course, you can choose the no restriction if you want to battle with any Pokemon you want, at any level with any held item. There's a pretty good rule set for when you want to battle freely with friends. In conclusion, normal rules adjust all Pokemon to level 50. Flat rules let you use lower level Pokemon at their actual levels. I hope you all get to use these tips to some exciting battles with your friends. Aw man, I was about to just be doing some hands-on practice to really drive the point home. But I guess we truly are out of time. Next class will be our final exam. Aim for a perfect score. Osu, Osu. And just like that, we will be wrapping up this long ass episode that I did not even intend to be this long. But it means that we can just plow through all the final exams, talk to the teachers that we need to talk to all the next episode. So, if you're hyped and excited for the series, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date when new episodes come out. Also, make sure you leave a like on the video because you know your support is greatly appreciated. And while at, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know if you get today's episode. But with that all being said, I'd just like to say thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next episode soon, which will probably be out tomorrow. Have a nice night. Peace out, everyone. Goodbye.
We stuck up in the Stone Age. Gotta find a way to get back to the old days. Winter time, make some ramen through the cold phase. Anything to get back to them always, always. We stuck up in the Stone Age, Stone Age. Get back to them old days, old days. Make it through the cold phase, back to them always, always.